Hey, and welcome back. With about 3 weeks to go till Christmas, I thought I would do beauty gadgets worth your hard-earned cash. And there aren't that many of them, trust me. When I say beauty gadgets, I mean things that are going to cost you a considerable amount of money, although I have one brilliant bargain one here. I grew up in an era of foot spas. Who remembers foot spas? We all wanted one for Christmas when we were, what, 15, 16, something like that. We got one. We used it on Christmas Day or Boxing Day. We put it in the cupboard, it gathered dust and it ended up at the charity store. I don't want that to happen to anything you are going to spend your hard-earned cash on. Beauty gadgets, if you're going to spend hundreds of pounds or hundreds of dollars, have to give visible results. Otherwise, there's literally no point. I'm sorry, but I'm going to set a very high bar. And here are my beauty gadgets I think that are worth spending your money on. And I'm going to start with the Tria age-defying laser, and it is the only fractional resurfacing laser available on the market. I'm not quite sure how this has flown under the radar because it works. It really works. You've seen me mention this before. This is the Tria hair removal laser. And I don't mind it, but I'm not a fan, and I'm about to tell you why a little bit later on, because I'm going to go and mention my beloved Philips Lumea. And the reason is the head is really small, which means any area you treat, great for faces, but any large areas, underarms, bikini lines, takes forever. So move that to one side, and instead move on to this. This is the Tria face-defying laser, and it is the only Fraxel home laser on the market. That's the recharging stand, and that's what the home gadget looks like. And essentially what you do is you turn it on and then it emits a Fraxel laser here. So it's a resurfacing laser. So instead of when you go and have a resurfacing laser professionally, I mean, often they will use a fraxelated version, but instead of it putting out a large beam of resurfacing laser, it pixelates it so you get lots of tiny little, almost needle-like, for want of better words, minuscule holes delivered to your face with high energy laser, because it literally burns tiny little pinpricks into the skin. And if you use it and you set it up on full, you will actually feel the tiny little scabs that form over the coming days. Think of it as essentially much high-tech, better to control microneedling for your skin. So instead of using a physical needle to actually deliver a puncture wound, you use a laser. It has a number of different settings. I, of course, ramped it up to full and used it, and my God, it works. I've also seen it work on pigmentation marks. So it works particularly well around here. You can't go too close to the eye, but you can go up onto the orbital bone, not the occipital bone as I called it once, which is actually the bone at the back of the head. I don't know what I was thinking of that day. The orbital bone here, round here. It works really well down here. It works well on these lines here. You've got to be pretty tough to go around the nose and around the mouth. It works because it has a certain level of power in it. What level of power it has in it compared to a professional Fraxel laser, I don't know. Only a dermatologist or a practicing aesthetic nurse could tell you that, but it's worth your money. And the reason it's worth your money is because A, it works, and B, it's often on sale, like most of these gadgets. Now let me just find the price for you. The Tria age-defying laser starts at £450, but we're currently coming out of Black Friday and about to go to pre-Christmas sales. It's currently £179, and for that you can't go wrong. You could test it on areas like this, which is where I intend to use it in the new year. Do you know what? I started using that a little while ago and I'd forgotten how good it was, and I got it back out for this feature to reassess it. And at £450, you're thinking, ooh, I don't know, at £179, if you can get that under £200, snap it up, put it on your Christmas list. You know, I'm never going to mention gadgets without mentioning my beloved Sonic Dyson hairdryer. I hate the fact that it costs so much money. I've just come back from an overnight at a hotel in London where I had to, and actually 5 nights in Vegas where I didn't pack it. I'm so stupid, I don't know why I don't pack it. And I had to use I think it was a Revlon dryer. I can't remember. They literally are like using a handheld clam phone stroke BlackBerry as opposed to an iPhone 11. This is the iPhone 11. It's brilliant. It's really, really good. And actually, I did a little bit of research for you. Sorry, I'm making a bit of noise as I drop that. It's £329.99 full price. It's often on offer, and you can actually get it for around $219. So as long as you go onto an online reputable electrical company, distributor, retailer, you'll be fine. It's brilliant. So I didn't want to love it. The other thing that's worth getting is a light up LED makeup mirror. This is the Ricky. It's the top of the range and it's called the Ricky Skinny. And I'm going to show you mine because I've got one down here. It's the one that I always use to film with if ever I do makeup tutorials. It's the one that when Jo and I film together, she looks and she goes, oh, it's actually not that magnified, but it is properly bright. Bear with me a second. And it comes in 4 parts with a recharger. Here's the recharger, but the charge actually lasts a really long time. It comes with a stand so that you can stand it up. Really simple, so you put it like that. Here's the actual mirror itself. Ooh, look at that. Millions of ring lights. Look at the way I film, look. And at the bottom here, you've got an on-off, the battery LED, the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connection, and then different brightnesses. And if this has still got any charge left in it, let me turn it on. There you go. And let me turn it up. So it goes pretty bright. Let me take it down like that. You'll see it better like that. Ready? Sorry, I'm looking in that mirror there so you can see 1 down, 2 down, 3 down, 4 down, and off. Right, there you go. It stands in its stand like that. And if you live anywhere in central London, if you live anywhere in a city and you don't have that sort of Ruth Crilly, I'll just film by one of my beautiful but open windows in the Somerset countryside daylight thing, because I have 0 light here. I live in West London, all the buildings are fairly tall, you hardly see daylight at all. It's brilliant. More importantly, this is a bit that shocks Jo Jones, is it does have a magnetic magnifying mirror that you can clip to it. Let me just make sure I do clip that on there. There you go. So that you've got the lighted area and then you've got a much more magnified area. So normal hand, magnified area. And that's the bit that scares Jo Jones. I would rather see the spinach in my teeth, the dandruff in my hair, the split ends, the wrinkles, crinkles, and disgusting bad makeup application, and correct it before I leave the house. So I don't mind a magnifying mirror, as you know. Now the Ricky is also often on offer. Oh, by the way, sorry, it also has that, which is a magnetized phone holder. So you can put your phone in it and record makeup tutorials, take nice selfies, all that sort of stuff. I mean, it's kind of got everything you need. That's the top of the range, by the way. That Ricky Skinny mirror is £175. Again, often on offer. That's the recharger. It's well worth it. If you're a mum and you're my age and you've got teenagers, they're going to love it. However, if you're a mum and you're my age, then you'll also know that a lot of the times you need a bright light and a magnifying mirror to apply your makeup correctly. I have really good eyesight for my age, but it's still not as good as it was when I was 18. So it's well worth it. It really is ageless in its appeal. Let's talk about LED masks. Now, I'm of the opinion that an LED mask truly to work is you're probably going to have to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds. There's one called the Defying, which is the one that Rosie Huntington Whiteley wears that costs, it's a professional strength when you use at home. I think it's £9,000. And you see them and they lie down. I think the Kardashians use them as well. And you can buy them at aesthetic shows. You'll probably be able to buy them online as well. But let's get back to the real world and talk about what I think is the best facial LED mask on the market. Genuinely, this, as with all anti-aging face lasers, products, masks, LED masks, anything like that, gadgets, face firming gadgets, it's only going to work if you use it. If you are bad at complying like me, forget it. If you're good at compliance, however, and you're going to sit there 3 or 4 times a week then go for it. If you don't mind watching TV or reading a book, go for it. For me, I don't like having my eyes open while I have an LED mask on. I just don't. This is the Dr. Dennis Gross Spectralite Face Wear LED Mask. It's £430. However, guess what? It's often on sale. You can probably get it for £299 in certain Black Friday pre-Christmas deals. And it has 150 blue and red LED lights. The red LED lights stimulate collagen. The blue work for to control sebum delivery, and they also work at a slightly antimicrobial level to kill bacteria. This is not going to be as powerful as something that you have in a salon where you lie there under that entire sort of arc of lights. However, you could have, well, how many could you have? 4 facials, and by the time you've had your 4th LED facial, you're saving money. So this is the one that you see everybody in on Instagram, and I've tried it. I like it. It's quite relaxing. You can actually open your eyes and do other things while using it. That's the thing for me. I just can't lie there waiting for it to work. It's just me. I'm very, very, very impatient. It comes fairly close up around the eyes, but not too close. So you can carry on doing other things like reading, scrolling through Instagram, all that sort of stuff. It's as close as you can get to spending thousands of pounds, and I do think it's worth going and trying. Do you know what it'd be really good for? It'd be really good for a mum, daughter, mum, son team if the mum wants it for anti-aging and the daughter or the son wants it for acne. Or the mum wants it because she's got that sort of post-menopausal, pre-menopausal sudden breakouts and spots. Again, put it on your Christmas list. I think if you're really committed to using it 3 or 4 times a week, then it's worth it. What you will definitely love is the Philips Lumea. I'm obsessed. This is the top of the range. The Philips Lumea is my favourite IPL hair removal gadget. It comes with different sized heads. If you go top of the range, technically it's £325, but I've seen it on sale for £100 less than that. And if you can get it at like £250 or £225, get it, put it on your Christmas list, share it with the entire family. There is no reason why you shouldn't use this on your husband's back hair, your armpits. Your daughter could use it on her bikini line. You know, I mean, providing you're sort of 16 and above, it's fine. It comes with different heads. It also comes with a sensor that checks you're not tanned or your skin tone isn't too dark, that it's not going to burn you, because the way that IPL works is it targets the melanin. So therefore it will target the melanin in your skin just as much it will target the melanin in the hair at the base of the hair follicle. So we're only talking Fitzpatrick 1, 2, 3. The minute you get to sort of darker Asian, there has to be a distinct difference between your skin colour and your hair colour. Your hair colour has to be darker to make sure that the light and the energy goes down the hair and into the hair follicle and doesn't disperse into the surface layers of your skin and cause a burn, which is why you can't use it if you're tanned. So you've got 4 different heads. You've got face, bikini, leg, underarm. The advantage of the top of the range Trias is back in when they were originally launched, you had to go beep, 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 up, beep, 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 up. Now you just roll. And the light emits and the energy goes down into the hair follicle. It heats the hair follicle. It damages the stem cells at the base of the hair follicle. For me, it's as close to permanent hair removal as you can get. The hair will thin over time, then it will fall out, and then eventually it will just give up the ghost, in my opinion. They can't claim it's permanent. I think it's well worth that investment, especially if you can get it for £225, £250. Look at all the sales. Google, find the best price. Can we talk New Face? Because so many of you ask me if a New Face is worth it. I say no, and I say no simply because I don't think the current is strong enough to make any permanent long-term difference. However, what I want you to do is go and find Michelle at Lab Muffin Beauty Science, who is currently trialling New Face just on one half of her face, which is an incredibly brave thing to do. The problem with Michelle doing that is if she raises her eyebrows, I think she's late 20s. She looks 14. If she raises her eyebrows any further, they're going to come out the other side of her head. So it's not like she's going to notice a huge difference. I've tried it. she and I have found the same thing, that is, it gives a good temporary boost and glow. And the reason it gives a good temporary glow and boost is because it boosts lymphatic drainage and blood supply. Therefore, you get that pre-party sort of facial lift. Long term, no. I feel the same thing about all electro microcurrents. The idea is that they go into the superficial muscle layers and tighten them. And the truth of the matter is that tightening the muscles in your skin isn't really going to make any difference to your aging process, because muscle laxity isn't really that much of a problem until you're sort of in your 80s or 90s. What causes your skin to age and to sag and to crinkle is loss of subcutaneous fat and bone density and collagen strength and elastin strength. And a new face is going to do nothing about that. It's a microcurrent that goes into the skin, temporarily sort of contracts and lifts that very superficial muscle layer where the muscle attaches to the skin. So if you're prepared to go for it and buy one, go for it. But you're going to have to use it 3 times a week to notice any difference. And maybe buy one and just use one pre-party. Now, I don't have the larger one here, but I do have the small one, which is the New Face Fix, which is better for concentrated lines here and here. The New Face is the larger one with the 2 balls on the end that goes up around the jaw. Jo Jones broke this. I mean, I must give her the new one. But then, you know Jo Jones, she breaks jade rollers, for God's sake. She's pushing in the mistaken belief that the harder she pushes it and the more she ramps it up, the better it's going to be for her. So she manages to break New Face. The original New Face, I think the Trio is probably the best one to get. New Face Small is 150. That's so much money. New Face Large is 315, but again, you're going to find it on discount. Try and find it on discount, right? And I'm going to finish with an absolute bloody bargain that should be in every single teenager's stocking. It should be in anybody's stocking who wears makeup, and that is the Style Pro brush cleaner. This is the limited edition rose gold one, but you can get them from Boots for $19.99. It's the, do you remember I showed it to Jo, and I'll link the video down below. It's the spinning brush cleaner. So it's a bowl, a brush holder, and essentially a whizzy machine that spins them around. You put your brushes on the brush holder, you put them in the bowl with either the cleansing solution or a little bit of mild soapy water in it. You put it in, it spins, it cleans it, you pull it out of the water, it spins again, and then your brushes come out dry. Why anybody would wash their brushes any other way beggars belief. It's truly, truly, truly revolutionary and amazing. And for £20, it's the closest thing you'll get to preventing yourself from getting perioral dermatitis, apart from not using too strong a retinol or vitamin C. Because most of the time, perioral dermatitis is caused by a breakdown in the barrier function and then dirty makeup brushes. And we're all guilty. We are all guilty. The minute I feel my nose and my itch start to come up or my eyes get a little bit sore, I think, Nadine, you disgusting filthy woman, go upstairs and wash your brushes. This is the quickest way to do them. And for $19.99, I feel like I've ended on quite a budget note. They, in my opinion, are well worth spending your partners, your children's, the families, whoever you're sending your Christmas wish list to, their hard-earned money on. They all make a visible difference. New Face, the jury's out. Very, very temporary. The rest of them, trust me, you will thank me. And if in the run-up to Christmas you can find any of them on bargain, on sale, will you comment down below? Because I'm going to put the link of all of these down at full price, because that's only fair, because a lot of people are not going to find bargains. And then what I want you to do is I want you to comment below and go, look at this site, cut and paste your URL. I found Tria for this. I found Philips Lumea for that. I found Style Pro for that. I found Ricky for that. Because you know what? Strength in numbers. So cut and paste the URL if you find a reputable supplier that has any of these gadgets on offer reduced, and you know and you trust that supplier. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. My God, I'm cynical. And if I'm cynical, trust me, these gadgets are well worth your hard-earned cash. See you soon.